Hello and welcome to Versusverse. Today we are looking at Disneyland versus Disney World. Where should you go this summer? Or winter, or fall, or whatever you're gonna go there. Okay, so before we get into this, I do want to clarify that we are actually comparing like the Disneyland Resort in Anaheim, California.
Welcome to all of the magic. And
with Disney World Resort in Florida.
Welcome to Walt Disney World Resort.
So we're looking at the parks specifically, but we're also looking at like the whole resort. So just like, if you don't know where to go, why is this chair so loose? So, if you're looking at going to one or the other, I'm gonna point out the differences. Okay, so let's start with just like the main facts that you should know about both, like the big obvious things in case like you've never been anywhere. So the big facts. Disneyland Resort is located in Southern California. Disney World Resort is located in Florida. Disney World is ginormous. It's about 40 square miles, about the size of San Francisco as a whole. Disneyland is much smaller. It's about 260 acres. And that's about it. Those are the big differences. Oh. Disneyland Resort has 2 theme parks. Disney World has 4 theme parks plus 2 water parks, golf courses, and a lot more. Disneyland has 3 on-property Disney-owned and operated resort hotels. Disney World has, dear Lord, I don't know how many. I don't know. They're building more and more. I don't see a number. It's a heck of a lot, well over 40. So before we dive into more facts and figures, I want to give you a couple of opinions right off the top. Why did I say it like that? Right off the top. Whatever. Because I don't want to waste your time. If you're looking to go to either, this is just my personal opinion, and then we'll get into actual numbers and facts and things. The biggest difference that you will find between the two, in my opinion, is that because Disneyland was actually built by Walt Disney himself, it has what I would call more magic and more charm. Disney World, on the other hand, is way bigger. But not as charming. It just lacks that bit of, I don't know what it is, but they're like Disneyland has that bit of Walt magic that I don't think you'll find at any other Disney theme park anywhere in the world. Another thing to keep in mind is that Florida, most of the year, is extremely hot and humid, and that can make it pretty uncomfortable. Disneyland, on the other hand, in California, it does get hot, especially in like July and August, but most of the rest of the year, it's pretty darn comfortable. I am pro Disneyland. I don't think there's any comparison. Disneyland, if you want that Disney magic and history and like walk in Walt's footsteps, you can't beat Disneyland. On the other hand, if you're looking to get the best bang for your buck, because you're probably going to spend about the same amount of money at either resort if you're staying for the same amount of time. So Disney World, you definitely get a lot more Disney, if that's more up your boat. Oh, that sounded like I was going to say up your butt. The cool thing about Disney World is you just get so much. So let's look at both and compare them a little bit and see what similarities there are first. The first major similarity is that when most people think of a Disney theme park, they're thinking of Disneyland, or in Florida, it's called the Magic Kingdom. It's the park with the castle, with Main Street USA, and with a lot of famous attractions like Pirates of the Caribbean and Haunted Mansion. Like Pirates of the Caribbean, Haunted Mansion, and Small World. Those attractions are all included in either Disneyland on the West Coast or Magic Kingdom on the East Coast. Both parks have lots of character, lots of shows and entertainment and different lands to visit. It is like the quintessential Disney theme park experience that most people think of. Disney World's Magic Kingdom, their version of Disneyland, is much bigger. The castle's way bigger, and it has more attractions and rides inside of it. But at Disneyland, you have original rides, like Pirates of the Caribbean and Small World. Like the Small World you go to in Disneyland is the actual, pretty much, is the Small World that Walt brought to the 1964 World's Fair in New York. Pirates of the Caribbean was Walt's doing, and the original Haunted Mansion in Disneyland can't be beat anywhere else. It's amazing. Both parks also have famous rides like Splash Mountain, Space Mountain, Big Thunder Mountain, lots of mountains. They both have character experiences, lots of dining options, and character dining, and the works. One thing though that Disneyland has that Disney World does not, or any other theme park for that matter, is the Matterhorn. And Matterhorn that thing is classic. It also has the original monorail. I mean, everything's original in Disneyland. It's hard to beat. Another thing to keep in mind is that while Disney World is much larger and you do get a lot more, it's huge. Like really, really huge. Like there's roads and freeways. Going through Disney property. So to get from wherever you're staying in Disney World to like Magic Kingdom and then to another theme park, like it can be done all in one day, but it's you can count on it taking at least 30 minutes to get from one theme park to the other by the time you get through the different modes of transportation and wait in lines and that sort of thing. Whereas Disneyland, while it only has 2 theme parks, they're literally only about 100 yards from each other. Like as soon as you walk out of the gates of Disneyland, the gates of DCA, California Adventure, they're right there. You can get to both parks back and forth all day with no problem at all. Now, Disney World, of course, offers so much more that Disneyland Resort does not offer, like theme parks that you can't even get in California. Animal Kingdom, Epcot, Hollywood Studios, which is kind of similar to DCA, Disney's California Adventure on the West Coast. Plus but you also at Disney World, the cool thing about Disney World, I will say, the thing that I really like is that the resorts at Disneyland, the resorts in Disney World are amazing. I feel like the resorts at Disney World are almost as good or worth seeing as the parks themselves. Each resort is meticulously themed to something kind of Disney. It has like a Disney vibe over a certain theme. And walking through the grounds of these resorts is amazing. Like, so stinking cool. Another similarity between Disneyland Resort and Disney World is that they both have like Disney shopping districts. Disneyland Resort calls theirs Downtown Disney, and Disney World, it's called, what's it called? Disney Springs. Disney Springs is way, 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 way bigger than Disneyland's Downtown Disney. I said that really choppy because I couldn't think of the names of anything, but that's just what you get. Way. So, I mean, I keep going back to the same things. This Disney World is just huge. It's so much bigger and there's so much more to explore and see. Disneyland Resort is very small in comparison, but it just has that bit of Disney charm that you can't get anywhere else. So in the end, it really comes down to you. What are you looking for? Are you a big fan of like Walt Disney and his history and what he did in California? If so, you cannot beat Disneyland. If, however, you're looking to get like the best bang for your buck and just the most Disney you can for the money, you can't beat Disney World. As long as you don't mind like bugs and, big crowds and extreme humidity and heat and stickiness and, sweat and that kind of thing. Oh, also the food. The food at Disneyland Resort for sure is a lot better than Disney World. I could go on and on with the differences and the similarities, but in the end, in the nutshell, that's basically it. One is way bigger, one is way more charming and classic and historic. So, it's kind of up to you. What about you? Have you visited both Disneyland and Disney World? Or if not, what are your experiences at either? What are the differences that you see? What are the things that I missed? Put in the comments below, won't you? What a great place to put comments, because then I can read them and do another video and be like, oh yeah, I forgot to say this. If you like this kind of video and want more of them, subscribe to the channel, give the video a thumbs up. Gosh, I sound like every other YouTuber. I hate that. It's okay. It's fine, because that's what I'm doing. And comment and that kind of thing and share all the sort of stuff. Thanks for watching. Appreciate it. That's it.